darted around the bedroom, his sharp suit perfectly pressed but his movements frantic. You stood in the doorway of the bedroom with a plate of scrambled eggs and toast in hand, watching him rummage through the drawers. "Where is it? I swear I left it here last night," he muttered, his voice lacquered with irritation as he checked the bedside table, then moved to his desk. "What now?" you asked, walking in with the plate and setting it on the bed. "My watch and those damn presentation files. I don't have time for these. I'm running late." You signed knowing this routine all too well. Jungkook, your ever busy CEO husband, was rushing in the mornings. Why don't you eat something while you search? "I don't have time to eat, Ryan." He snapped his tone curt as he yanked open another drawer. "And you won't have the energy to function if you don't. Sit down," you ordered, pulling a chair out by the bed. "I said, Jungkook," you interrupted firmly, picking up a piece of toast and holding it in front of his face. "Take a bite, or I will follow you to your office and feed you there." He stopped mid-step, his jaw tightening as his dark eyes met yours. For a moment you thought he might argue, but instead he sighed heavily and leaned down, taking a small bite of the toast. "Happy?" he asked, his voice tinged with sarcasm. "Yeah," you replied dryly, cutting a piece of the scrambled eggs with your fork. "You're watching for your watch, right? It's on the dresser," you said, gesturing towards it with the fork. Jungkook turned, his eyes narrowing as he spotted the silver watch exactly where you said it would be. He grabbed it, muttering under his breath, "How do you always know where everything is?" "Because I pay attention. Now open." He gave you a look, part annoyed and part amused, but leaned down against to eat the eggs. "And the files?" you asked, already knowing he would overlook them in his haste. "They're not on the table. I swear I put them there." "They are in the living room," you interrupted, giving him a pointed look. "I saw them there last night when you fell asleep on the couch." How do you always know where everything is?" "Because I actually look instead of panicking." "I'm convinced you have superpowers. There is no other explanation." "It's not superpowers, it's called paying attention." "Okay then, I'm going. It's already late. Bye, Ryan." "Bye, take care." As soon as the door closed behind Jungkook, you let out a small sigh, glancing at the empty breakfast plate he left behind. He's going to be starving by lunchtime. The thought of him sitting at his desk, too busy to even consider ordering a proper meal, tugged at your heart. A smile crept onto your face as an idea formed. "I will make his favorite," you decided, heading into the kitchen. The smell of shimmering spices and freshly chopped herbs filled the air, and you couldn't help but feel a bit greedy at the thought of surprising him. As you packed the neatly arranged lunch into a sleek bento box, you thought back to how stressed he had looked this morning. He worked so hard, you whispered, brushing a stray hair out of your face. He deserves something special. Grabbing your coat and the packed lunch, you headed out the door. Jungkook sat at his desk, his sharp eyes scanning the documents in front of him. Mina, his secretary, stood by the door, her eyes fixed on him. She is in love with him. Meena walking into his office without knocking. She was dressed impeccably, her outfit hugging her figure a little too tightly for a workplace setting. Mr. John, Meena began, a subtle smile playing on her lips as she stepped closer to his desk. I wanted to go over today's schedule with you. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, his expression neutral but his tone firm. Go ahead. She placed a tablet on his desk, leaning slightly towards him. You have a meeting with the board at 2 p.m., followed by a conference call with the New York office at 4. After that, well, you will be free by evening. Perhaps we could discuss the upcoming project over dinner. Jungkook's gaze didn't waver as he picked up the tablet, his voice steady. There is no need for dinner. Anything related to work can be handled during office hours. Meena smiled flattered for a moment, but she quickly recovered, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. Of course, I just thought it would be a more productive setting to brainstorm ideas. Besides, you have been working so hard lately, you deserve a little relaxation. Jungkook's jaw tightened, but he remained his professional demeanor. Thank you for your concern, Meena, but I prefer to keep things strictly professional. Is there anything else related to my schedule? Well, no, but then you can leave. Jungkook interrupted, his tone final as he turned his attention back to the document in front of him. You know, sir, your wife is a lucky woman. Not everyone gets to be so close to someone like you. Jungkook's pen stilled against the paper and his gaze slowly lifted to meet hers. If that's all, Meena, I suggest you get back to work. Of course, sir, let me know if you need anything. Mr. John, sir, she called softly, her tone intentionally sweet. Without looking up, Jungkook responded curtly. I thought I asked you to leave, Meena. I know, she said, ignoring his dismissal and walking closer, but I wanted to say something. Jungkook finally looked up, his sharp eyes narrowing. What is it? She paused, taking in his perfectly tailored suit, the way his hair fell effortlessly into place, and the commanding aura he exuded. Meena, he warned, his voice cold and authoritative. Why do you have to be so perfect? She whispered more to herself than him. Jungkook immediately stood, towering over her. If you continue with this behavior, Meena, I will have no choice but to fire you. Do you understand? At that exact moment, the door to his office opened and you stepped in, holding the lunch you had lovingly prepared for him. Jungkook didn't see you but froze in shock for a split second before he harshly pushed her away. Meena, what the hell are you doing? He growled, his voice filled with anger. Jungkook, your words died on your lips as your eyes landed on the scene in front of you. Meena stood close to Jungkook, her lips barely pulling away from his. The lunchbox slipped from your hands, crashing to the floor with a deafening sound that seemed to echo in the tense silence. Your heart clenched painfully, tears already welling up in your eyes. Wyan, Jungkook called out, his voice lacquered with panic as his eyes widened. It's not what you think. She. But you didn't wait to hear his explanation. Your chest tightened and without another word, you turned and went from the room. Wyan, wait. Jungkook yelled, starting to follow you, but Meena grabbed his arm, stopping him in his tracks. Leave her, Jungkook. You don't need her. We can be together. You know I care about you. Jungkook's expression darkened, his jaw tightening as he yanked his arm away from her grip. How dare you? He hissed, his voice low and dangerous. Jungkook, listen to me. His hand shot out and he slapped her hard across the face, the sound ringing in the room. Meena staggered back, holding her cheek in shock. You have crossed every line imaginable. Not only did you disrespect me, but you also disrespected my wife. How dare you think you could come between us? Shut up. He snapped, his voice cutting like ice. You are fired. Effective immediately. Get your things and get out of my building before I call security. Meena's eyes filled with tears, but Jungkook didn't care. He grabbed his phone and dialed his assistant. Have someone escort Meena out of the office. She no longer works here. Without sparing her another glance, Jungkook stormed out of the office, his mind solely focused on finding you and fixing the damage that had been done. Wyan, he called, his voice strained, his stomach churned as he finally reached the bedroom and saw you lying on the bed, curled into a ball, your back to him. The sight of you crying uncontrollably shattered him. Without thinking, he rushed over to the bed, kneeling beside it. Wyan, he whispered softly, reaching out for your shoulder. Please look at me. I need you to listen. But you didn't move, you didn't even acknowledge his presence. The weight of your silence hit him like a physical blow, and he felt helpless. He gently tried to lift you up, but you immediately pushed his hand away with force, your body stiffening. His heart cracked, the pain overwhelming him. Jungkook didn't know what to say or do, but one thing he was sure of, he couldn't lose you. Wyan, please, let me explain. It wasn't what it looked like. You didn't respond, your sobs growing quieter but no less heartbreaking. You flinched at his touch, trying to pull away from him again, but this time he wouldn't let you. He leaned in, his forehead resting against yours, his breath shaky as he spoke in a whisper. I love you, Wyan. You mean everything to me. Please, don't shut me out. He closed his eyes, trying to study his emotions. Without another word, he kissed you. His lips were soft at first, gently coaxing yours to respond. Jungkook pulled back from the kiss, his dark eyes gazing into yours with an intensity that only he could muster. His thumbs gently wiped away the tears that clung to your cheeks, his touch tender yet desperate. Wyan, please listen to me. I know what you saw hurt you, and I will never forgive myself for letting you go through that, but I need you to hear the truth. Meena, she crossed a line today. She has feelings for me, and I have always made it clear that I don't see her that way. I even warned her to stay professional. But today she crossed every boundary. I told her to leave my office, but she tried to kiss me before I could stop her. Your breath hitched and he immediately shook his head, holding your face a little closer. No, Wyan, I didn't want it. I didn't expect it. The moment it happened, I pushed her away. I swear to you. You blinked, fresh tears slipping over. Then why did it happen, Jungkook? Why was she even close enough to do that? You are married. She should know her place. I know, and that's why I fired her. Right after you left, I told her to get out of my office, out of my company. She's gone, Wyan. She will never come near me or us together. I love you, Wyan. I have loved you every single day since the moment I married you. I know what you saw hurt you, but I promise on everything I have, it means nothing to me. Only you matter to me. You are my wife, my heart, my everything. I would never betray you. I trust you, Jungkook. You whispered, your voice shaky but genuine. His arms tightened around you immediately, holding you as though he was afraid you would disappear. Wyan, he murmured, his voice breaking slightly. You pulled back just enough to look up at him, your hand still resting on his chest. But today, what I saw, you passed worrying the lump in your throat. It made me feel so insecure and hurt. Even though I know you love me, seeing someone else close to you like that, it broke me, Jungkook. Wyan, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I hate that you felt that way because of me. He cupped your cheeks again, his thumbs brushing away the fresh tears streaming down your face. But please, don't ever feel insecure. You are the only woman I will ever love. No one else even comes close to what you mean to me. But she acted like she had the right to, and for a moment I felt like maybe I wasn't enough for you. Don't say that, Ryan. Don't ever think that. You are more than enough for me. You are everything. I swear, the moment she crossed that line, I pushed her away. You nodded slightly, but the pain was still evident in your expression. It's just hard, Jungkook. I have always trusted you, but seeing something like that, it shook me. I don't ever want to feel like this again. And you won't. I will do everything in my power to make sure this never happens again. I will be more careful, more mindful of the people around me. No one will ever come between us, Ryan. I won't let them. I love you so much, Jungkook. That's why it hurts so much to see her with you. I love you too, more than anything, he said softly, his forehead resting against yours. You closed your eyes, the warmth of his words wrapping around your heart like a comforting blanket. Thank you for explaining everything. I trust you, Jungkook. I really do. He pressed a gentle kiss to your forehead, his arms pulling you closer. And I will never give you a reason to doubt me again, I promise.